It can be said that God made football to be played in October. If that is the case, then we have reached the promised land tonight. Across the country, thousands flock to their local high schools to breathe in this unique American experience that can only be summed up in the term Friday Night Lights. Once again, we return to Delta High School for our last Eagles matchup of the season. This week, the Greenfield-Central Cougars come to town trying to find momentum as we march toward the postseason. The Cougars are riding a 2-game losing streak, but as we've proven this season, Delta High School is where losing streaks come to die. Can the Eagles finally right the ship against a talented Cougars team, or will Greenfield-Central solidify themselves as one of the teams to beat in the Hoosier Heritage Conference? Find out on our Game of the Week on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside the booth here at beautiful Delta High School. My name is Sam Niger, and I'll be describing the action for you tonight. With me once more is my right-hand man, Caden Vincent. Caden, it's our final chance to bear witness to a Delta win this season, but they have a stone wall in Greenfield-Central in front of them.
Absolutely. You mentioned it. Greenfield obviously coming off back-to-back losses, so they're struggling as of late. And Delta's also lost 4 in a row, so it'll be really cool to see who's going to be able to control the rest of the season and as we go off into the postseason, and really who can take that next step forward.
Certainly a pivotal game tonight between the Eagles and the Cougars. We're going to take our first break here on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. We will return in just a moment with you where we will detail our keys to the game, our players to watch, and then we will have football in just about 15 minutes on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Don't go anywhere.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779. Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at GenesisSportsPerformance.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Hartley, owner and founder of High Gear Marketing, a digital advertising company focusing on data to help businesses improve market share and drive new customers. Are you tired with the lack of accountability from your current vendors? Are you frustrated with your return on investment? Well, my program is different. You actually don't pay unless you sell something. High Gear Marketing takes all the risk. You have zero to lose. If you're interested, text me at 317-523-4100. It's Friday night and time for Indiana High School football on IndianaHighSchoolSports.net. Tonight's game is driven by Greg Hubler Ford, located at the corner of McGalliard and Nebo Road in Muncie, or visit them at GregHublerAuto.com. And brought to you in part by Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Visit Universal at UniversalRFG.com. By Genesis Sports Performance. Visit Genesis at GenesisSportsPerformance.com. And by High Gear Marketing at HighGearMKTG.com. Now, let's go to the field for tonight's game of the week on IndianaHighSchoolSports.net.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Delta High School. We are inside 12 minutes until we have football here on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Caden, in our previous segment, we got a gist of what tonight's game is going to look like, and now we're going to take a look at the key players and the keys to the game for both of these squads. Let's start with the Delta Eagles. What is your key to the game tonight for Delta as they try to right the ship? They're riding a 4-game losing streak. They scored their fewest points last week against Pendleton Heights. Final score of that game was 10-27. What do the Eagles need to do to come away with a win here tonight at home?
Yeah, well, for one, they definitely got to get back on track. You know, I like the way that they pushed the ball in the first half last week. It really slowed down in the second half, and I think it's a very similar key to the game as well, as they got to push the ball and keep that tempo and really keep the defense on their feet the entire game. And I think that's the only way that they're going to have success tonight, and also have Caden Bond feel comfortable in the pocket and to make the right reads and to make the right plays.
Well, it's a very similar key to the game for Greenfield-Central, but a little bit of a tweak. We're talking on the defensive side of the ball. However, for the Cougars, their focus is still going to be on Caden Bond. We've talked about multiple times previous to this game that Greenfield-Central specializes on the defensive side of the ball, mixing quarterbacks up, and I know you have a defensive key to the game for Greenfield-Central tonight.
Yeah, well, kind of similar to Delta, but instead contradicting what I said about Caden Bond is that to have Caden Bond feel uncomfortable under pressure and really make those tough throws. This is a very versatile defense that we are seeing here tonight, and they're very quick when it comes to taking advantage of an offense, especially one that has been struggling as of late. And honestly, they're very unique when it comes to their coverages, and they're very quick to the ball as well. So I think we're in for a show for the defense for sure.
Absolutely, and you can't talk about the defense without highlighting one Kirk Necht. Necht is our key player to watch tonight for Greenfield-Central. Caden, tell us why he is all over the field for the Cougars.
Well, for one, the defense has 14 interceptions this year, and he has 4 of them. A very impressive stat, but honestly, he's doing it on the defensive side, but he's doing it all around everywhere. He's doing it on offense, defense, and of course special teams. Out of the 5 passing touchdowns that they have this year, he's got 4 of them. And you look at the even the kicking game or the return game, he returns all their kicks, and he's very shifty in the return. And for only being 6'1", 170, he is very hard to tackle. And I like the way you mentioned in the pregame that he's a real fighter.
Absolutely. He's one of my favorite guys just on paper, only being 6'1", 170, as you mentioned. He really has to work for every play, and he certainly does. The spark plug of this Greenfield-Central team. But as we mentioned for Greenfield-Central, they really do mix up these defensive coverages a lot, which means that they don't actually have a true safety. There are 3 players on the defensive side of the ball listed as defensive backs for Greenfield-Central, and Kirk Necht is one of those defensive backs, which means he could line up against the key player tonight for Delta. That would be Caleb Elliott. I know we're excited about him. He was one of the few bright spots for the Eagles last week. Caden, tell us why he's our player to watch this week.
Yeah, you mentioned one of very few bright spots for the Delta and in that loss. And I think it's very simple. He's got to get open, something that he was able to do very, very well in last game. He's got to make the plays and allow himself to really get into that secondary, because if he can, he's got that burst of speed and he can run for days. And honestly, I feel like it would not surprise me if they have a lot of touchdowns, and Caleb Elliott's going to have a lot of those for sure.
Absolutely. He is one of the go-to guys for Delta this season, and he's certainly going to have to be a go-to guy tonight. So much talent on both of these sides, on both sides of the ball, and I know you're looking forward to this game, Caden. I certainly am as well. We just love the atmosphere.
We do, absolutely.
We cherish every time we get to come here and watch the Eagles play football. We are going to take another quick break here in the pregame, about 8 minutes before we have Friday Night Lights. Once again, Sam Niger and Caden Vincent with you on IndianaHighSchoolSports.net.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779. Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Hartley, owner and founder of High Gear Marketing, a digital advertising company focusing on data to help businesses improve market share and drive new customers. Are you tired with the lack of accountability from your current vendors? Are you frustrated with your return on investment? Well, my program is different. You actually don't pay unless you sell something. High Gear Marketing takes all the risk. You have zero to lose. If you're interested, text me at 317-523-4100.
Welcome back once more to Delta High School, ladies and gentlemen, for the pregame show here on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com. Sam Niger, Caden Vincent still with you here as the Eagles of Delta prepare to take on the visiting Greenfield-Central Cougars in what should be a great matchup here in Week 8. Caden, we touched on the hometown Eagles offense as part of their key to the game, but we've got some time now, so why don't we look at the defensive side of the ball, a unit that was pretty solid, especially in the first half last week against Pendleton Heights. They lost a little bit of steam in the second half and really allowed Pendleton Heights to pull away. What does the defense need to do also to play a consistent and full 4 quarters this week?
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, I think they were very solid in the first half and really in that first quarter especially. But something that I noticed throughout the game is they allowed 30-plus yards on many different plays to that Monroe Central. They were able to just run the ball, pass the ball, and as you remember last week, that crazy lateral, that unbelievable play at the end of the first half, they cannot allow the big plays. If they allow them, then they're going to put themselves in a position that they will be trailing most of this game because of how good this defense is.
Absolutely. I think as well the Delta Eagles should feel confident on the defensive side of the ball.
For sure, yeah.
Greenfield-Central Cougars are not an overly explosive team. They're going to run the ball a lot more than they pass it. And when you talk about this offense, outside of Kirk Necht, who is a real threat at the wide receiver position, this is a very run-heavy team for the Cougars. Dallas Freeman, he's only thrown 66 passes this year, but however, when he throws, he makes it count. He's 40 for 66 this year, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions on 472 yards. He's got a QBR of 88.7, which is much better than Caden Bond for Delta. But I think they just need to pick and choose where they throw, catch the defense off guard, keep them honest so that they're respecting their pass game. If they have a balanced attack, I think Greenfield-Central is going to feel very confident on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned as well and last week, is that Monroe Central had a great rushing approach. And honestly, even though Dallas Freeman is only a sophomore, you can rely on some of those seniors as well who are the running backs and the true form for this offense. So they definitely have a lot of pieces on offense for sure.
Braden Harrow will get a majority of the carries tonight for Greenfield-Central, the senior, 6'2", 200 pounds. He's already got 107 carries on the season for 630 yards and 4 touchdowns. So he is the guy to go to on the ground for the Cougars. As for us here at Delta High School, the band has taken the field for the anthem, which means it's time for our final break before we get to football here at Delta.
Let's get it started.
Absolutely. We'll be right back on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779. Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Hartley, owner and founder of High Gear Marketing, a digital advertising company focusing on data to help businesses improve market share and drive new customers. Are you tired with the lack of accountability from your current vendors? Are you frustrated with your return on investment? Well, my program is different. You actually don't pay unless you sell something. High Gear Marketing takes all the risk. You have zero to lose. If you're interested, text me at 317-523-4100.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Delta High School for Friday Night Lights between the Eagles of Delta and the Cougars of Greenfield-Central. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Night here at Delta High School. The student section for the Eagles is decked out in pink, a great sight to see. Also, a few players for Delta have some pink socks on. I see some pink armbands and socks on the far sideline for Greenfield-Central. The cheerleaders have pink pom-poms. It's a great atmosphere, as always, Caden. Here at Delta High School, we just had the national anthem. The coin toss is awaiting. And we've got more football here in early October.
Nothing better than that, right?
Absolutely.
I just absolutely love the atmosphere at Delta, and they're all just so supportive of their team, and just a great all-around atmosphere and community here.
Despite the fact that we have not seen a win for Delta.
That is true.
Our first two trips here. This is trip number 3. It's our final of the season.
Third time's a charm, right?
Perhaps, but they've got a tough opponent in Greenfield.
They
Central
do.
On the other side. Greenfield Central's played a tough schedule. The Hoosier Heritage Conference is nothing to scoff at. The Cougars lost last week against Yorktown, 29-40. The Tigers are a very talented team out of the Hoosier Heritage, just down the road past Muncie. But Greenfield Central, despite the fact that they are 4-3 this season, Max Preps has them as number 12 in the state in 4A football. It's a testament to how tough of a schedule they've played so far this year.
Yeah, I mean, you look at some of their games. I mean, it has not been an easy stretch at all. So it's very understandable, those 2 losses in a row, because they were sitting in the driver's seat. But now, since dropping 2 in a row, this is their chance to really get back momentum as we go into that postseason.
Well, with a 4-1 start, they certainly don't want to find themselves at 500 1 week before
No.
the postseason. But Delta is trying to battle from behind now. They also had a strong start to the year, but 4 straight losses has really put them in a tough spot right now. We'll see if they can respond, and in a big way tonight at home. As for Delta, they are wearing their traditional home garb. They have the blue jerseys, blue pants, and blue helmets. It's a navy out, or royal blue, whatever you want to call it, for Delta with the yellow accents. And on the far side for Greenfield Central, they're in all-white jerseys, and they've got Michigan-esque helmets with the yellow accents as well. I know you and I aren't big fans of the Wolverines, both being Ohio
Not the
State
biggest,
fans.
but
Hey, we are here in Indiana,
Absolutely.
So I don't know that we're allowed to say that over the air. Who knows?
Well, I gotta say this is that right now and before the game even just started, I gotta say Delta looks like they got a chip on their shoulder, that they have a lot of energy right now, and I'm excited to get this thing underway.
I am as well. It appears that the opening kickoff is going to be taken by Greenfield-Central, and then Delta will possess the football first. The kicker for the Cougars is Sly Blevins, the 6'4", 220 senior. The returner back deep for Delta is number 17, Caleb Elliott. He was a solid returner last week as well. Really gave the Eagles some solid momentum in that
He
second
did.
half. We'll see if he can do so here early.
Yeah, as we mentioned, a bright spot in that loss last week. So both our highlighted players both doing kick returns. This should be a very interesting one.
It should, and away we go here from Delta High School. That kick is going to be fielded inside the 20. It's not Elliott, actually. It's taking it up the far side and tripped up right around the 25 before being finished off. That was number 34 for Delta. That is Cameron Wilson. After the short kick, it'll be Delta ball from their own 25-yard line.
I'm excited to see how Caden Bond is going to respond from that game.
Bond receiving the play from the sideline here early. He'll be starting on the far hash. Delta trying to set the tempo here early. 7 seconds in week 8.
Remember, look for Samuels here because he was a big spot in last week's loss.
Getting the snap is Bond. He quickly rolls out to his left. He checks it down to Samuels, and you called it right away as Samuels scampers out of bounds after a first down. So that's exactly what Delta wanted on first down, and they get it, executing perfectly here early.
Go to their key players, get them involved early, and that's something that Delta believes in. And nice little play action pass right there.
Moves the ball up to the 37. Both of these teams were bringing the energy in warm-ups, Cade, and I expect a well-contested matchup tonight from an energy perspective. Bond is going to hand it off this time. Bouncing outside to the far side before taking a hit and being brought down is number 3, Nolan Carpenter. Carpenter picks up about 5.
Yeah, but that's a productive first round. You want to keep that ball moving, and right now nice drive. And even though I'm not seeing a lot fast tempo, I'm seeing a good drive, the start of maybe something downfield here.
It's actually only going to be a 3-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 7 here.
We were fooled by the clock.
We were. Still not even a minute gone by here from Delta. Ball's up to the 40-yard line now. Under center goes Bond. Bond is going to hand it off. Up the middle again goes Carpenter. He's chopped down quickly. It's going to bring up 3rd and medium.
So you see, it seems like they're going to go run heavy here, at least the 2 out of the first 3 plays. And now a big 3rd down. Can either the defense get off the field, or will Delta keep this offense going?
Bond taking his time here. I know we mentioned that the pace of play would be a big point of emphasis for Delta. I know you wanted them to speed up their pace of play, but it's been a very slow-moving drive through 3 plays for Delta.
Hey, slowly but surely they're moving up to midfield. Let's see if they can convert this 3rd and 4.
From the gun is Bond. First 3rd down of the game. He rolls left again, finds some pressure, and he's tripped up in the backfield. What a big play for number 34 of Greenfield-Central. That is Lane Wadle, number 34, the 6'5", 220-pound junior. That's tackle number 30 on the season for him. His first sack.
Yeah, and a memorable one, too, on a big 3rd down, able to end that drive. Great speed and awareness by able to get outside, and there was no one blocking him, and he said, all right, I'll take that quarterback if you don't mind, and a nice tackle to wrap him up behind the line of scrimmage.
But right away we see the disguised coverages from Greenfield-Central are confusing the offensive line a little bit for Delta as the punt goes away now into Greenfield-Central territory. And that is going to trickle all the way inside the 34. It was a solid start for Delta, but the defense for the Cougars holds strong. We will get our first glimpse at Dallas Freeman and company when we return here on IndianaHighSchoolSports.net.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Delta High School, where the first play on the offensive side for Greenfield-Central was just ran. About a 7-yard pickup to the far side as they take over on offense. Dallas Freeman is at the helm for the Cougars, number 15. He goes under center here on second down. He's going to hand it off once again. Bouncing outside for the first down before being tripped up is Braden Harrell. He's going to be the majority of the carries are going to go his way tonight.
Yeah, Braden Harrell had a big hole, but a nice little shoestring tackle there by Delta to be able to stop him after a short game. But again, moving that line, it's another first down, and now the Cougars getting close to midfield here.
We're going to see a lot of Dallas Freeman under center as he pitches it out to his right this time. Taking a couple shots before being thrown down was number 23. That's Owen Anderson for Greenfield-Central.
And that was a nice tackle by number 22, of able to wrap him up before he was able to get more, and only just a 3-yard gain.
Ryder Turner, the linebacker for Delta. He had 1 interception this season, 56 tackles. So he is a force at the linebacker position. Up the gut handoff this time, and bouncing outside is Harrell. Harrell to the far sideline, picks up the first down all on his own, and he's dragged down right at about the 45.
That's a great one by Braden Harrell, able to cut to the outside. And you know what my favorite thing is when offensive linemen are blocking. That was some great blocking downfield, and even moving that line. And I got to say, I like the tempo that I'm seeing from the Cougars. I thought I would see it out of Delta, but so far I have been seeing it out of Greenfield-Central.
Taking their time after this play, though, despite the fact that they moved the sticks, so right away the announcers curse getting to us. Under center goes Freeman once more. Hands it off. Again, it's Harrell. Harrell getting a push, as you mentioned, from the offensive line. He lost the football there at the end, but the officials rule him down after about a 3-yard pickup.
Yeah, they're trying to get the run game involved early, and so far it's working. Let's see if Delta can step up and try and stop them, or if Greenfield-Central can run for days on Delta's defense.
Well, they certainly are right now. Harrell getting through to the secondary, forcing the linebackers to make the tackles, but it's a solid linebacker core for Delta between Turner, Manor, and Ritchie. Once again, the handoff goes up the middle, and once again, Delta is up to the task. Stopped about 5 yards short this time is Harrell.
I'm kind of surprised that they ran the ball. They ran it the last 4 times, and I know they've had success running the ball, but I'm surprised they didn't call like a play-action pass or some type of trickery in the playbook and get them off guard and try and jump out to an early 6-7-0 lead.
Freeman is a capable quarterback for Greenfield-Central. He's got 40 completions on the season, which doesn't sound like a lot, but he's only thrown 66 passes. We'll see if they do pull off play action here. He is going to drop back to throw on third down. He lets it go towards the end zone, and it's well overthrown. He was looking at Owen Anderson, the halfback downfield, who came all the way from the backfield, but that was well out of reach for Anderson to haul in.
Yeah, Owen Anderson had to step on that DB. Unfortunately, Dallas Freeman overshot him. But actually, I actually saw that Trent Bailey out of the backfield was open for about 10-15 yards. Instead of like going short, they went for the long ball. Unfortunately, incomplete, and now they're going to go for this.
Yeah, they're going to give themselves a 4th chance here on 4th and 5 from the 40, and a timeout is going to be spent here early in the first quarter by Greenfield-Central. We'll take a proper break this time here on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, and we will return on the other end of this timeout.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
6:56 to play here in quarter number 1. It's the first drive for Greenfield-Central. Score is still knotted up at 0s apiece, but a big 4th down coming up for the visiting Cougars. It's 4th and 5 from the 40-yard line of Delta. Can the Eagles defense hold strong and get the ball back to their offense? Or does Freeman have something to say about that for Greenfield-Central? Here is Freeman, under center once again. He's going to drop back to pass. Actually, it's a design QB keeper, but Delta read it all the way. What a play inside for the Eagles. All the way up front that time was number 26 for Delta. That is Cole Minette, and it's a huge play for the Eagles to give the offense the ball back. But there is a Greenfield-Central player down on the far side. That is Braden Harrell, and that is not a good sign for the Cougars, Caden, at all.
No, not at all. And as you mentioned, one of their leaders and one of the guys who's going to get a handful of carries and the ball tonight. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised at what the play call was. It looked like he kind of bobbled the snap, did Dallas Freeman, not able to control, and then there was really nowhere he was go because the play never designed anywhere. And as you mentioned, he was able to run right up the middle, and Minette Cole was right there to make the tackle.
Well, one thing for Greenfield-Central that they really want to be concerned about on the offensive side is that they have been hobbled by injuries at the running back position all year. The starter, Andrew Zellers, who starts at fullback, is actually being filled in for tonight by Braden Harrell, who usually plays at the halfback position. So losing two big runners is not a good sign here early for the Cougars.
So they're already down, so losing anything else is just not going to help them at all.
We'll see if the Eagles offense can respond after a big defensive stop. It's actually a handoff to the far side, shedding a tackle before being dragged out of bounds. That time was Jones, and some flags fly after some extracurriculars.
Yeah, so he was already 2 feet out of bounds, and one of the Cougars linemen was not loving that and kind of shoved him out of bounds. So that's going to be a full 15 yards. And for Delta, they got to take advantage of this. Remember, something last week was the penalties that hurt them. Maybe today's game, if they force the Cougars to get a lot of penalties, that this will benefit them and keep their momentum and their drive going.
I love that J. Leon Jones is getting involved. That's not a name that we traditionally hear for Delta this year, but he was able to draw the foul as well, and he's listed as a wide receiver despite the fact that he got the handoff on that play. We'll see if they can't get him involved a little more tonight. It was a good start.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, it was a nice run, and he was able to elude some of the tackles and get a good 6-7 yards, and then that late hit, which was well out of bounds and completely uncalled for. But, it's high school football. It's the
huge penalty,
it's the energy.
I will
Yeah.
say. It takes Delta inside the 40 for Greenfield-Central for this first down. From the gun is Bond. Dropping back once more. And it's picked off. What a read. This is going to be a pick six all the way to the house. And that is going to be the opening score for Greenfield-Central. What a pick and what a read that time by number 24, Camden Gardner.
And he was able to get in front and make that pick. A beautiful read right from Bond's throw. Stepping over the middle, and then the big boy hustling all the way to the end zone for 6. Bond not able to tackle him. And just a great interception, and that will put them up 6-0 pending the extra point here.
Well, our key to the game for Greenfield-Central was to make Bond uncomfortable. That certainly did, and what a read from the secondary for score number 1. Makes it 6-0 here with the 2-point conversion. It looked like there was going to be a 2-point conversion attempt from Greenfield-Central, but they'll have to spend a timeout, actually, on the 2-point conversion.
Well, I'll say this. I did say for Delta's defense to not allow any big plays. I didn't say for their offense to allow any big plays on the defensive side. But, again, that was a great interception, able to take it over the middle and then hustle it for the end zone and give them an early 6-0 lead.
The kicker for Greenfield-Central is Sly Blevins, but he was not out there for that 2-point conversion attempt. I'm not really sure what the Cougars were trying there before they had to burn timeout. That's actually their second timeout already, I believe, in this first quarter. So not something that Greenfield-Central.
No, not at all.
It does look like they are going out.
Especially because they just got that penalty, and it seemed like they had momentum taking it down the field, and then the Cougars take it right back.
They are going to attempt the extra point here after the timeout. Not often that you see that right after a touchdown. But Blevins does get the call. The extra point is way low, and it's swatted down at the line. So Delta can at least hold their heads high after giving up the pick six. It's only a 6-0 game, but the defense still got it done for Greenfield-Central, Caden.
Yeah, maybe that'll give them some confidence heading into the second drive. And it honestly looked like Bond's throw was a little bit forced there. Threw it right into double coverage, one of them able to pick it off and take it to the house for the touchdown. So let's see if Delta can respond or if it's going to be more of the same from Caden Bond.
Bond usually does not make a ton of mistakes like that. He does have 5 interceptions on the year.
That's a costly one, though.
It
could.
Absolutely, it was a costly one here in this first quarter. Usually that's where the Eagles are the strongest. So he'll have to battle from behind early, which Delta is not necessarily used to this season. Here comes the kick from Blevins. But the officials are actually going to run out to perhaps respot the ball. Not sure exactly what's going on. I think you can see the official on your screen.
I don't know, but I got to say this. Who scored the touchdown? Because it looks like their fans are going crazy, and they got that energy right now even after allowing that pick six.
The student section for Delta has been solid all year, and of course they are decked out in the pink tonight.
Gotta love it, of course.
Night, as we mentioned earlier, they are supporting their Eagles through thick and thin, but I'm sure they'd still like to see a great offensive possession after this return from Elliott. He shakes through a couple of tacklers and gets all the way out past the 35-yard.
All right, well, let's see if Bond can respond after that disastrous pick six. I guess maybe target number 17. I think that might be a good idea to do tonight.
Yeah, Elliott hasn't gotten a whole lot of touches on the offensive side of the ball.
Not yet.
He's actually the intended target on that pick six, but the Greenfield-Central defense read it so well, it never got within the vicinity of
They did.
Caleb Elliott.
Well, I feel like they might have known that he was the featured player to watch as well.
We'll see how Delta draws up this attack. They will start from the 37. It's a design QB run for Bond out to the near sideline, and he's tripped up after about 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, just able to get to that left side and get all he can. But again, anything positive is what you want going forward, especially an offense that has been struggling as of late. My biggest thing is how will they do, because something I wanted to mention about last week too is that they were at Monroe Central on their side of the field a lot, but they forced those turnovers, those penalties that costed them. Here we see a pick six early, so they're definitely going to need to respond here.
It was actually just a 4-yard carry for Bond, so it's a 2nd and 6 as Bond goes under center. He's going to give it to Samuels this time. Samuels cuts it outside, takes a couple of shots. He makes it 3rd and reasonable after about a 3-yard carry. Like seeing Samuels get involved. He struggled in the first half against Pendleton Heights. He had a better second half.
He did.
Unfortunately, they weren't able to punch it in. As you mentioned, they were in the red zone on Pendleton Heights half of the field frequently, but they just weren't able to finish.
Yeah, it really seemed like there were 2 players in Delta's offense last week. It was Elliott in the first half and then Samuels in the second, so we'll see how Delta's offense can respond from last week's game.
They could certainly use Caden Bond right now on 3rd down. He's pressured again, checks it down to Samuels. He was lucky to get the pass away. Samuels keeps fighting, and he's only actually going to be about a yard short. It looked like he was going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. So now it's a big decision for Delta, still in their own territory.
Yeah.
And they're going to hustle to the line.
It looks like they're going hurry up. Here's the hustle that I wanted to see from them.
Bond takes the snap, pushes forward. Did he get there? That is going to be really, really close. I think the officials seem to run in behind that line to gain.
Yeah, this is going to be a very close spot. He went for it. I love the quick run, and it looks like they are going to give him the first down. And that little extra fight there by Samuels on the previous play, able to give them a big momentum boost and obviously get him a first down now after that Caden Bond run.
A gutsy call by the coaching staff.
Very gutsy.
And great execution by Bond. Bond is known as a rusher as well as a passer.
Yep.
62 carries, 140 yards coming into this game. Not to mention 2 touchdowns on the ground for him. Very versatile quarterback. He's going to hand it off. He's going to keep it this time, rather. Faked me out. Didn't fake out Greenfield-Central, though. They'll drop a 2-yard loss.
Well, maybe they should have handed it off because he had no one on the right side, but kept it himself, saw if there was an open hole, nothing opened up. Able to, I think he actually lost a yard there. So, again, something I mentioned, it's not the way you want to go. You want to keep that ball moving forward, and it's a loss of 1. But, here about one drive ago, we saw what happened. Bond was forced. He tried to get it to Elliott, and as a result, it was a pick six. So let's see how they answer back here at around the same point.
Bond is going to go from the gun alone. Throwing on second down. No, he's going to run again. Tries to juke out a defender, but he's tripped once more. But not before moving into Greenfield-Central territory for a third down and medium.
Yeah, and I don't think Greenfield realized that Greenfield-Central was he was going to run. It looked like he was going to look for one of the receivers or one of those big tight ends for a 5-6 yard gain. Instead, kept it himself, and good 6-yard run here to set him up third and manageable.
It is going to be a 3rd and 5, so certainly within the wheelhouse of Bond and company. They trail by 6 here late in the first quarter, about 3 minutes, 10 seconds to play. Bond from the gun. He's throwing once more. Pressure comes again. Checks it down, and it's through the hands of the intended target. That is number 20 for Delta, Johnny Manor.
Yeah, just an inaccurate throw. Felt like he rushed that a little bit. Maybe could have relaxed because there was no one who was rushing. Able to.
It looked like there was some pressure coming around from the far side for Greenfield.
Oh, I was on the left side. I saw one of the receivers was.
Foley and Hill, yeah.
Yeah, no, I saw a couple of the receivers open. I was looking downfield and thought he had more time, but as you mentioned, and are they going for this
They are
again?
going to go for this on 4th and 5, it looks like, or at least try and draw the defense off sides. From the gun is Bond. He hasn't been effective through the air tonight, but they'll look to him through the air on 4th and 5. And this is bobbled and dropped. Once again, he was looking for Manor, but it goes incomplete, and the ball is back over to Greenfield-Central. So first it was a turnover via interception, now a turnover on downs. Not exactly what the doctor ordered for Delta here in quarter number 1.
No, not at all. And honestly, it was a pretty good throw and had time in the pocket, stepped up and maybe threw that thing in a little bit fast. The Manor wasn't expecting it, juggled it, but able to not catch it. And that is a big turnover here on downs.
I like what you mentioned about the pace on that ball. A bullet.
Yeah, that was a rocket to say the least.
The officials now just holding us up for a second so we can get the play clock or the game clock set. With 3 minutes to play in quarter number 1, it's 6-0 Greenfield-Central. We'll see if their offense can create some points here on their second drive. They'll hand it off right away. Actually pulling it back that time was Freeman, and Freeman broke through for an impressive run on first down. A 9-yard run on the first down for Greenfield-Central.
Yeah, that fooled me. I thought they handed it right off, and he was stopped in the backfield, able to follow his blockers, and as a result, get a nice gain, and it'll be second and short.
Freeman, especially known as a runner, 23 carries, 128 yards, and a touchdown heading into tonight. He hands it off here on second down, and barreling his way forward is Braden Harrell. Good to see him all right, but he charged straight into the secondary for the Eagles that time.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I wonder who's going to get carries with seeing how long that Harrell's out, but as a result, looks like no one because Harrell's right back in the game and right back to his old-fashioned and getting the ball moving and running that ball.
There are 3 men in the backfield besides Freeman right now. They're going with the fullback and 2 halfback set. They're going to hand it off to Anderson, who goes up the left side. Anderson makes a couple of defenders go down with him, and he picks up about 5 yards. So these good chunk plays on first and second down, despite the fact that they're running the football. Greenfield-Central rolling on offense, Caden.
Yeah, they are, and absolutely, I love the tempo that I'm seeing so far. Really a balanced offense. They're running it a lot, but they're having a lot of success because right now Delta has no stop to that run game.
We'll see maybe if Greenfield-Central mixes it up here on second down. They've been moving the ball well with pace. On the ground.
Yeah.
They all just looked over to the sideline, so I wonder if they don't have a pass play coming here. They'll start out with the same set. They are going to hand it off right up the middle, and moving towards that first down marker was Harrell, and he has it inside the 30, right at the 25. They'll move the chains once more.
Yeah, I mean, hey, once again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're running that ball with ease, and they're getting first downs, and they're already at about the 25-yard line of Delta.
They aren't even mixing up their formation on offense. They are sticking to what is working for them right now, and it's another big ground and pound run on first down for Greenfield-Central.
Yeah, there's these big O linemen really doing a great job of blocking and not letting that Delta defense get to the running back or to the quarterback for that matter.
And they are running right up the gut behind the center, Braden Fleener, 6'2", 300 pounds at the center position, number 75. He is a big boy up front. He is moving some bodies. This is a small Delta Eagles defense, but they are being made look small right now.
Yeah.
Greenfield-Central. 2nd and 5 now from the 20 and into the red zone. Past the line to gain once more. It's another first down.
I mean, I got to say, they're having a lot of success running the ball, but they're doing the same formation. Do you think even they'll switch up the formation maybe? Or, I mean, hey, once again, they're having success running it, so, I mean, don't stop if you're doing it, but at some point, Delta's got to figure, hey, they're running the ball, let's try and stop them. But as you mentioned, their center is not allowing that to happen.
They line up in the same formation once again. Once again, they hand off to Harrell. And spinning forward and being brought down after another 5-yard gain. Actually, that was Brad Allen, number 9, the senior. He is 221 pounds, the 5'11 senior. Another big boy carrying the football. And he will carry us out of this first quarter. 6-0 at the end of one. Greenfield-Central leads Delta. No offensive touchdowns yet, but the Cougars are driving. We'll be right back here on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com at Delta High School.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Start of quarter number 2 here at Delta High School. The hometown Eagles trail the visiting Greenfield-Central Cougars 6-0, but the Cougars look like they're about to tack on another unless this defense for Delta figures it out. Under center again goes Freeman. He hands it off once more, and charging his way inside the 5 is number 9 for Greenfield-Central, Brad Allen. He's seen quite a few carries in a row now for the Cougars.
Yeah,
He's hungry for the end zone.
He definitely is, and he's a big boy. But you know what I've realized is that they have 3 men in the backfield. One of them goes straight up and is blocking that guy so that Allen has all the room to run, and I love that play call.
Once again, it is Allen, and he charges toward the end zone. No signal yet. Touchdown from the far side. All on the ground for Greenfield-Central. It doesn't get any more hardened than that on the offensive side, and they have made this a 2-score game here in half number 1.
And you talk about a grit and grind drive. That certainly sums it up. Just took it right at the Delta defense on the ground, and Delta was able to do nothing but just watch him go. And as a result, now they're in control up maybe 13-0, maybe 14-0. It depends as they attempt to go for 2.
They are going to go for 2. Same formation again. They only need 2 yards. That's been a gimme here on this drive, and it is once more all the way into the end zone, and it looks like there's a little tussling behind the play. Still no signal. Oh, wow. All the way to the back of the end zone that time goes number 23, Owen Anderson for Greenfield-Central. Makes it a 14-0 game.
I know this is a high school football game, but I'm seeing a lot. It seems like a bunch of college O-linemen going against a high school defensive lineman, because give all the credit in the world to the Greenfield-Central offensive line as they were able to block, and also the 3-man in the backfield really worked out well. So let's see if Greenfield going forward continues to do that, or if they switch it up, because maybe Delta will be expecting it. But now they're down 13-0, and it doesn't early in the second quarter. They've got to respond here, and I like the 4th down call. It was very gutsy, but with the team struggling, it's something you've got to attempt. And honestly, it could have been successful if he was able to hold on to it. Fortunately, he wasn't. So we'll see how Delta responds once again as they're down, but again, not out.
Yeah, Delta has had a lot of self-inflicted injuries or self-inflicted wounds rather than injuries, I should say, over these past couple weeks, and that was very true in the first quarter. Regardless of what Greenfield-Central has been able to do on the offensive side of the ball, Delta needs a touchdown on this possession to stay in this game.
They do. They don't need points. They need 6.
They do. 14-0 is the score with 11:41 to play in quarter number 2 here at Delta High School. The kick is away to the Eagles, and it will be fielded just outside the 10. Once again, it is Elliott running towards the near sideline. Shakes free of a couple tacklers. He's got some blocking, cuts it back to the sideline, and he goes out of bounds where he is finished off by the Cougars. And Caden, you had an interesting reaction there. What'd you see?
I did. I saw a tiny cut where he cut back out to the left side on the right. But if he had that, there was one guy there who already just missed a tackle, and there was no one. Instead, he cut back inside into where the Munch was trying to get through. But as a result, I mean, still good field position, obviously, but he could have had a whole lot more. And maybe with that speed, possibly a touchdown. But as a result, they'll start at the 35-yard line.
Elliott is a very dangerous returner. Some of the most explosive plays we've seen from Delta in this first half have been off of Elliott's returns. He does not get the call here on first down, though. It is Samuels who is leveled and flown up into the air for but a second. 3-yard gain on first down on the ground.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing from Samuels. It looks like he's got a chip on his shoulder and that he is not going down without a fight. We saw that when he it was a 3rd down run, and instead of getting 1 or 2 yards, he ended up getting a 4 or 5 and getting them to a 4th and 1 and able to get that first down. So I like what I'm seeing from Samuels here early.
He's going up against a very experienced defense for Greenfield-Central, though, especially stopping the run. Only one sophomore on the defensive side. Everyone else is an upperclassman, either a junior or a senior. So a tough test running the football tonight. But he's somewhat up to it on 2nd down. That was actually Carpenter on down number 2. He makes it a 3rd down and 2.
And something that we mentioned also was how the Cougars are going to switch their defensive around and make plays. But obviously right there, we saw them actually do 2-man safety in the backfield, which allowed them to run the ball straight up the gut and get those positive yardage. So if I'm Delta, I'm going to be looking for that formation to try and run it on the ground. And if not, if they do man-to-man, then you've got to go for, of course, Caleb Elliott.
Huge 3rd down coming up for Delta. 3rd and 2. It's a pitch. It's Carpenter. He's looking for the edge, and he can't escape the tacklers. What a play from the backfield for Greenfield-Central. It was number 23, Owen Anderson. You know him as playing halfback for the Cougars. He's also a defensive back, and he gets it done, forcing the 3-and-out for Delta in quarter number 2.
Yeah, great job by Owen Anderson, able to get quickly to the running back and able to tackle him. And now, as a result, they're going to punt the ball once again.
That's the first 3-and-out of the evening for Delta, and it did not exactly come at an opportune time. You can never have an opportune time for a 3-and-out, but down 14, they really needed to put a drive together there, and they just weren't able to do it. Punt is away for Delta. It's a good one. It's actually muffed, and falling on it somehow in the backfield for Greenfield-Central is Owen Anderson, the man who just made the play on defense. So that was nearly exactly what Delta needed. A scary scene for Greenfield-Central for a moment, but they can breathe now.
Yeah, I was about to say that was nearly a huge mistake for the Cougars and maybe a big confidence boost going forward for Delta, but able to fall on that and awkwardly fall on that as it was going behind. And if that thing was loose, there was about 4 or 5 Delta players right there to scoop that up. So as a result, for the Cougars able to start deep inside their own territory.
Worst field position for Greenfield-Central that we have seen so far today, but they're going to stick with the ground game here early and wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. That time was the quarterback, Freeman. Delta had a strong attack there on defense on first down.
Sam, that is the 8th time, or actually I believe it's the 8th time in a row that we have seen that formation. That one obviously not as successful as the previous ones. Let's see if they go back to that or they switch it up.
Well, if Delta needed the momentum, they weren't able to find it on offense. Perhaps their defense can start to slow down Greenfield-Central. Delta's defense looked really good in the first drive. They just got ran over on the second. But this time it's going to be a pass on 2nd down. It was tipped right at about the line of scrimmage. A nice play. I think getting a hand on that was number 26 for the Eagles. And that is going to bring up 3rd down and 10, still from right about the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and then it'll bring up a big 3rd down now.
Greenfield-Central with Freeman at the helm. 3rd down and 10 from the 15. Drops back to throw again. Lets it fly downfield. This time it is overthrown once more. Asking for a flag on the far side is Owen Anderson, but it was just out of reach, and it's going to bring up 4th down. So Delta responds on defense with another 3 and out.
Yeah, that is a big, big stop, and not just because they're deep inside their own territory, but mainly because they're going to get the ball back with decent field position and maybe get some confidence going for that offense. Their defense got a big stop. Now they can prove that they can stop the Cougars defense. Now let's see if the Eagles offense can get it rolling.
All I know is that Greenfield-Central better be ready for the coverage off this punt, giving Elliott the ball at right around the 50. Here is the punt. It is a low spiraling one. It's actually going to trickle into Delta territory, so he did his job keeping it out of the hands of Elliott, and it's fielded at about the 49-yard line.
I think that might have been the best outcome for that. Well, other than faking it and trying to run for the end zone.
I don't know that you want to do that on 4th and 10.
I agree, but I agree.
Yeah.
But
I would say certainly the fact that that was able to stay out of Elliott's hands is a big deal for Greenfield-Central.
Absolutely. Keeping it out of his hands is a good thing if you are the Cougars. And but, you know, still, good field position. Here's their chance, and they've got to score points now. Again, Delta's defense can prove that they can stop the offense, but now Delta's offense has really got to get it going.
The defense for the Eagles can only do so much. They'll need a big drive here from Bond. Under center goes Bond, and he's going to give it to Elliott. His first touch running the football tonight, he bounces outside, and he picks up a solid chunk on 1st down.
Yeah, right now it's the Cougars offense 7 and the Cougars defense 7. So they're hurting themselves here. So they got to keep the line moving, keep it going forward. As we mentioned, get Elliott and Samuels involved, get those key guys involved. Maybe look for other guys that might come open over the middle, either like some sophomores or juniors that are very talented and young and can make elaborate plays and really get this Delta offense maybe a spark here late in the mid-second quarter.
Damari Hood actually has 2 touchdowns through the air for Delta. His name was called but one time last week as Carpenter picks up about 2 yards on 2nd down. And if they could get guys like Hood involved in the receiving game, I think that would do them a lot of benefit because Damari Hood has 20 receptions on the year, and he actually leads the team in receiving touchdowns. So we'll see if they can't find him here where they were unable to last week.
Yeah, of course. I'm not saying that they haven't had success running the ball, but I mean, let's look at the Cougars. They just did 8 plays and ran right down the field with ease. But I have to think that we'll be seeing some type of pass play here, right? 3rd down and 4. Obviously, I feel like the Cougars are expecting a pass play, though, so we'll see how it plays out.
Bond does drop back to pass. He's pressured again immediately, and he just chucks the ball out of bounds. Greenfield-Central has been all up in the grill of Caden Bond on these 3rd down situations, and that might bring on the punting unit once more for Delta. Actually, it looks like the Eagles are going to keep the offense on the field once more.
And I absolutely agree. They got to get something going, even though they're at midfield. Once again, Delta's defense proves they could get them off the field. So let's see if they got some trickery or some type of spark play that'll get them going.
But a timeout is going to be taken first for Delta. And we're going to go ahead and take a timeout with them. A big 4th down coming up. 4th and 4 from inside Greenfield-Central territory when we come back here on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
A About as pivotal of a fourth down call as you could have in the first half. 14-0, Delta trails Greenfield-Central. The Eagles fighting against what has been a stout Cougars defense, but they're going to need to come up with a big play here on fourth down. At the helm, Caden Bond, the quarterback from the gun. Greenfield-Central has sent pressure all night. They get to Bond again, but he checks it down, and it's complete. Palmer Samuels for the first down, and the Eagles pay off their timeout.
And I got to say, I love that play call. Originally, it was Samuels in the backfield, able to elaborate. And even though that left one of the linemen open for the tackle, Bond able to stay calm and dump it off to Samuels and able to get a crucial first down and keep it moving, as now they're inside the 40-yard line with about 7.5 minutes left.
Despite the fact that the defensive front for Greenfield-Central has been all over Bond tonight, that was about the best case scenario, throwing the football for him. He's going to pitch it here. It's actually going to be a reverse. It's over to Elliott, and he throws a pass forward just short of Caden Bond, and we've got a flag here on the near side. We'll see what the officials have to say about this. Delta's already backing up.
Yeah, I think it might have been legal formation. But
I'm not sure. Perhaps it was a double forward pass. I'm trying to remember the play. It could have been shoveled forward.
it looked like the classic.
Elliott. Still no ruling from the officials. They are going to move the ball backwards, though, it looks like. Delta's backed all the way up in their own territory. Oh, and unable to report downfield was Caden Bond that time. So a good call from the officials.
Yeah,
It
but
was a nicely designed play.
it
The
was.
quarterback doesn't always have to report as an eligible receiver. So the fact that he was downfield cost the Eagles a big play on first down. It's now 1st and 15. From the gun, they're going to hand it off now. Up the middle, and getting some of that yardage back is number 27 for the Eagles.
Markel Bond, the ball carrier.
Markwell Bond, excuse me, that's number 21.
Yeah, I just want to talk about that previous play for a second.
Sure.
I really like the play call, and I give the coaching staff all the credit in the world. Great play design. Unfortunately, I don't think the rest knew about that, and as a result, it was an illegal or an eligible man downfield. But, still, I like the tempo that I'm seeing right now from Delta.
And it was a big play to answer on first down. It's now 2nd and 8. Samuels gets the call. And a good read by Greenfield-Central holds him to only about a 3-yard carry.
Yeah, this will bring up a big or pivotal third down here. I kind of want to see if that Delta will get back into that passing game. I know they haven't had the most success, but, Caden Bond, he has had some decent throws tonight. We said he's had a lot of zip on the ball. And if he could throw one right in between cover 2 and maybe find Elliott or one of those young receivers, then he'll feel confident. He'll be comfortable in the pocket. And I feel like Delta all around will feel better about his status as well.
We've seen Greenfield-Central bring the pressure on third down, I should say, though, as Bond does drop back to pass. And it's nearly picked off, but it's somehow hauled in by Palmer Samuels, almost with a great read on the defensive side. Was Kirk Necht, our player to watch for Greenfield-Central, but it's going to bring up 4th and short.
Yeah, it was a dangerous throw, but as I said, able to have a little bit of zip on it, get it to Samuels, dump it down low, and now, as a result, a manageable 4th and 2, and obviously they're going to go for this, and I feel like this is a make or break right here.
I couldn't have said it better myself. 4th and 2 from the 31. Bond under center. They're showing run. He is going to hand it off. Samuels hesitates in the backfield, charging forward, keeps those legs churning, and he breaks through all the way to the end zone. How did he stay on his feet? What a second effort. Palmer Samuels with the touchdown for Delta. Off go the fireworks. Palmer Samuels had some fireworks on the field as well, Caden.
Oh, he sure did. I told you, I feel like he's got some type of spark, some type of energy tonight, and we could see that. Able to just get past those defenders, and a great second effort, able to get inside, break those tackles, and get all the way to the end zone. That is exactly what Delta needed to get their offense rolling.
Extra point will be attempted by Braden Stanley, number 83. After a huge touchdown run from Palmer Samuels. Oh, but it's blocked. Greenfield-Central, what a read. So now both sides have traded blocked extra points, but really Delta's not going to care right now after a huge play from Palmer Samuels, one of the most athletic plays we've seen from him in our three games we've been here.
Yeah, and you know what? I've got to apologize. Now I understand why they keep giving him the ball. Able to just run straight up the gut, and it looked like he was down, but able to give that second effort. And I got to say, that reminds me of a former Ohio State Buckeye going back, Carlos Hyde, when he just kept those legs turning, able to get outside, and along with Derrick Henry as well, just not going down without a fight or going down at all in Samuel's case, going straight to the end zone, able to just get off those tackles. And you got to love seeing players just have that second and third and fourth efforts just to fight all the way. And as a result, 6 points, and now Delta's got the momentum. You can hear the fans finally getting into it, and we'll see how the rest of the 4.5 minutes plays out.
You want to know what else I love, Caden?
Football.
Well, that and the fact that you've already mentioned the Ohio State University Buckeyes twice in our broadcast tonight. I know that doesn't go over well in this box here in Indiana, but for two Ohio boys, we'll take it. And
hey, you know, we
Delta
didn't
will take that touchdown from Samuels as they are on to kick the ball away here in just a moment.
We didn't do it last week, so you know it's only right to bring up a little bit of Ohio State.
Absolutely, of course. After the blocked extra point, Braden Stanley will go out there to kick it away. Tough feeling, having to do the kickoff after a blocked extra point like that, but he makes up for it looks like, all the way inside the 10, where it will be returned. Inside, breaking away now is number 23, Anderson. Anderson tries to make a man miss here on the sideline, and it was a great return all the way up to the 40. But it was number 6, Jermaine Bond, who hauled him down in what was really a pivotal tackle there with about 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in this first half.
Yeah, it was. They were eyeing each other down. It was a one-on-one tackle, and if Bond missed that tackle, he would have been gone, and I feel like the Cougars would have got that momentum and that confidence right back. But I still feel like they have some of the momentum because even though they went 3-and-out last time, they had a great drive on the ground. We saw the three-man backfield, and we're seeing it again here.
Trying to rekindle that second drive, and it's a nice run on first down for the Cougars. That time it was number 9, Brad Allen, once again getting a lot of carries tonight. He's not even listed in the starting lineup, but he has ran with a force tonight for the Cougars.
Yeah, I feel like you move one of those defensive back or one of those safeties up, and or at least replace him with like a defensive lineman, because they're running the same play every time, and if you need a guy up front, you've got to stop him, and the only way to do that is by stopping them on the ground.
2nd and 6 now. The Cougars go to the ground once more. Up the middle and brought down about 2 yards short of the line to gain. It's so hard to see who the ball carrier is. It was number 23, Owen Anderson. He's made his mark on this game here in this first half, despite being the number 2 running back for Greenfield-Central.
Yeah, he is. He's definitely made an impact today. Running that ball well so far is Owen Anderson. And you wonder if Braden Harrell, although he has been playing, he's been playing really well, if maybe he's got a little bit of an injury so he's not getting as many of the carries.
Yeah, he got hurt early in that first quarter. They'll give it to Allen, who pushes forward. What a big boy, and that is a big boy run by Allen to pick up the first down. As we mentioned, 221 pounds, 5'11", the senior carrying the football. That is a tough man to bring down if you are the Delta Eagles defense.
Yeah, it is, and he's listed as a defensive player, but he's certainly making some plays on the offense, and as a result, once again, Delta just cannot stop him.
Into Delta territory now. They hand it off to Emiliano Bravo. That's his first carry of the game, and what a name, Emiliano Bravo. He carries his team forward for about a 3-yard gain on first down.
And even though they continue to just to run the ball, they're also running down that clock. It's now at about 3 minutes, and they're driving inside their territory.
But a great read on second down that time against Owen Anderson for the Delta defense.
Tackled by 27, Braxton Russell.
Braxton Russell in on the tackle that time for for Delta rather. It's going to be third down, and a big third down for the Delta defense.
Yeah, let's see what kind of formation they have now on third down. Let's see if they go back to the 3-man back, or if they no, they're switching it up.
It is 3rd down and 6, and flags fly immediately, so some movement up front. The Eagles appear to be celebrating, perhaps a false start for Greenfield-Central with the new formation.
Yeah, it looked like it was a little bit of a jet sweep right there. His number 1 was flying out of the right side, but As you mentioned, I believe this is a false start, and it'll push him back.
It's going to be a 3rd down and 11. This is going to be coming from the 48-yard line of Delta now. So perhaps we'll be seeing a pass by Dallas Freeman and company. They've been getting consistent 5 yards running the football, but nothing like 11 yet as he drops back to throw on 3rd and long. And once again, it is well overshot. Freeman has not looked sharp throwing the football downfield. It'll bring up 4th and forever for Greenfield-Central.
Yeah, what did you say his QB rating was?
Well, it's actually 88.7. He's really completed 2 of every 3 passes on this season, but
not tonight. No, he's not. He's had a lot of inaccurate throws, a lot of just overshots, and not like the Dallas Freeman that we have seen or that we have heard from at least this season so far.
He's got 5 touchdowns through the air, only 3 interceptions, 472 total yards, but not so successful on that drive. On to punt for Greenfield-Central now is Aaron Lee, and it's a good punt from Lee. Fielded just inside the 20 by Elliott. Elliott, the dangerous returner, cuts it to the near side. He makes a man miss. Elliott continues to dodge over on the near sideline. I thought I saw a blindside block, but the flags stay in the pocket of the official. And once again, it's good field position for the Eagles.
I got to say, Sam, I saw that too. It looked like a blindside block, but refs letting him play. And now this is a big drive, not only for Delta to capitalize off of those downs, but also able to go into the locker room only being down 1 or maybe tying the game depending on what they do if they score a touchdown. And honestly, for the defense as well, if they can get off the field and maybe get their team a score here right before the half. So this is a big drive for both teams.
This does feel like a pivotal moment in the game here late in the first half. Bond rolls out. He's going to pitch it away to Samuels at the last second, and dragged out of bounds is Carpenter rather than Samuels, number 3 for Delta. He actually loses a yard. It's going to bring up 2nd and 11. But the clock continues to run. It is go time here. 2-minute drill, and we talked about the pace of the offense for Delta, how they would find success with pace early in the game, but struggling to manage the clock right now here late in the second quarter, down by 8.
They've already wasted about 35 seconds, and they've only had 1 play, which is not a recipe for success,
Dropping
especially
back
late.
is Bond now on 2nd and long. And a drop pass again by Johnny Manor. That is the 3rd time he has been targeted, but no catches yet. That one was pretty much in his hands. He flung his body away, but it does stop the clock. I guess that's the only thing Delta can celebrate from that play.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit to the left side of him, but as you mentioned, not able to make the catch. And he's been hurting the offense, honestly. And even though Bonds had some accurate throws and had some zip on it, you've got to be able to make catches, especially being down and where they are right now. An offense that has been struggling as of late. We mentioned Samuels in that big run. But other than that, just not a ton of air success for Bond or this offense.
He'll need air success on this 3rd down, but the play is whistle dead. False start, so we'll back 5 more yards up.
I feel like I'm watching the same team right now from a week ago. I mean, it was a very similar situation. They were right in the game. It seemed like they had momentum, and then going into those like the last 3 minutes in the second quarter, they had some of the costly penalties, and their tempo was just
they're really hurting
very
themselves
slow
right now with the tempo as well. 1:23 to go in quarter number 2. It's a 3rd and 16. Bond forced from the pocket again. Looking downfield, and he just throws it away. A nice mature play that time from Bond. But it's going to give the ball back to Greenfield-Central.
Smart decision. Didn't try and force it. Didn't throw an interception. Now they're going to punt the ball. And if this is a good punt, that the Greenfield-Central, or the Cougars at least, that they are going to have some field in front of them, which would mean that they're going to have to pass the ball if they want anything, which honestly might help Freeman at least get comfortable in the pocket. And we'll see how the last minute and 20 seconds play out.
Here comes the punt from Brooks. And it was nearly blocked, but he gets it away. It's actually a decent one. It's going to go inside the 30. The ref blows it dead at around all the way inside the 25-yard line or so. So not great field position for Greenfield-Central, and this is not an offense designed for the 2-minute drill, especially with the way they have used their timeouts in this first half. Only 1 timeout left. Not exactly prime scoring position right now for Greenfield-Central.
Not at all. Look, I know I'm not playing the head coach role in this game, but I've got to be saying this, is that I feel like you run 2 plays here, or you run on the ground maybe, try and catch them off guard, and then if they get field position, try and do some pass plays and get them downfield for a score right before the half.
You've had some good takes here early in this game.
We'll see if this is one.
Holds up with Freeman under center on first down. From the 28, he does hand it off. And stonewalled this time is Brad Allen, and Allen is thrown all the way back inside the 25. Forward progress gets him about 3 yards on first down, but not exactly what they were looking for.
No, but you gotta love high school football. Let them play, you know. Obviously that tackle earlier out of bounds, that was uncalled for. But yeah, you know, just good fight out of both teams, and it kind of looks like they're just gonna run this clock down. But as I said, they might run the first 2 plays, and then we'll see where they get from. I think they'll just take it in a half, but you never know. It's high school football. Anything could happen.
I do want to touch on this Delta defense, though. Despite the fact that there's 14 points on the scoreboard for Greenfield-Central, one of those touchdowns is not the defense's fault. It was a pick 6. It was a great play by Greenfield-Central. This Delta defense has looked phenomenal on all except one drive.
You know what? I absolutely agree with you. They really have looked very impressive.
18 seconds left. Handing it off on second down is Greenfield-Central, and that's about all they're good for in a 2-minute drill situation with the way they ran the football in this first half. And that is going to probably take us to the end of the first half. 6-14 at the end of the first 24 minutes, and it has been an exciting first 24 minutes back and forth between these two teams. Caden, what'd you see from the Eagles and the Cougars?
Well, as you mentioned, a great first 24 minutes of football. I loved the fight in that second quarter, kind of opposite last week, that Delta had. It seemed like, well, who am I kidding? I love seeing Jalen Samuels run the ball. What a run. I just can't get over that play. Just able to stiff arm about 3 defenders, able to get some pretty good blocking, but that second and third effort, able to get him open field and end up a touchdown, and that's got to be some momentum going into the half for Delta. And as you mentioned, they have played a really great game on defense. That one, the 14 points, one of those touchdowns was a defensive touchdown. They have played, honestly, incredible on defense. And other than that one drive where they were just able to run the ball, that's the only success that they have had all night tonight.
Well, it has certainly been a fun first half to watch, and we look forward for another 24 minutes of great football here when we return on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, driven by Greg Hubler Ford, Sam Niger, Caden Vincent. It has been so fun calling this first half of football for you. We look forward for the second. Greenfield-Central leads Delta 14-6.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept. Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Hi, I'm Steve Hartley, owner and founder of High Gear Marketing, a digital advertising company focusing on data to help businesses improve market share and drive new customers. Are you tired with the lack of accountability from your current vendors? Are you frustrated with your return on investment? Well, my program is different. You actually don't pay unless you sell something. High Gear Marketing takes all the risk. You have zero to lose. If you're interested, text me at 317-523-4100.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Hi, I'm Steve Hartley, owner and founder of High Gear Marketing, a digital advertising company focusing on data to help businesses improve market share and drive new customers. Are you tired with the lack of accountability from your current vendors? Are you frustrated with your return on investment? Well, my program is different. You actually don't pay unless you sell something. High Gear Marketing takes all the risk. You have zero to lose. If you're interested, text me at 317-523-4100.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept. Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779. Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Delta High School, where the hometown Eagles trail the Greenfield-Central Cougars 6-14 at the break. We've got about 5.5 minutes left in this halftime break. Sam Niger, Caden Vincent here with you on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com, driven by Greg Hubler Ford. Caden, what an exciting first half for both of these two teams. The defense is battled, and they are the reason that this is such a low-scoring game right now. Only one offensive touchdown apiece for both sides, and not to mention the fact that it is the defensive touchdown, the pick six for Greenfield-Central, that is the difference between the score of Delta and the Cougars.
Yeah, I don't think the defense can get enough credit for the way they played. I mean, it's a 14-6 game. If you throw it to the defense way, it's 7-0, you know? You got to give the defense all the credit in the world. They just played a great first half, both of them did. But really, I got to give the credit to Delta's defense, because it seemed like they were down 14-0. They got the ball right back, but as a result, they were able to stop the Cougars' offense and really give the ball back. And as we mentioned, Samuel was able to get a really nice run and cut this game back into a 14-6 game. I'm really excited to see how Delta's going to respond in the second half. It feels like they have the momentum, and time and the tempo is on their side now.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Well said. As the Eagles and the Cougars, key players to the game tonight, really have been kind of quiet for us. We were right on the money these past 2 weeks in terms of the most impactful players of the game, but Caleb Elliott for Delta has had one of his quieter nights tonight. He hasn't had any targets through the air, and he's only got a few rushing plays as well.
Yes, and I also kind of want to talk about, the quarterbacks in head-to-head. It's Mond who's got more of the, actually Dallas Freeman who's got more, I guess, of the QB rating, and it seems like more talent on paper. But he's had some really inaccurate throws, and don't get me wrong, they've had a lot of success running the ball. Frankly, they could run the ball all night, but at some point Delta's going to realize that, which they did late in the first half, and able to stop that control and really slow down their momentum. Bond has had a decent first half. He made some good throws. His receivers were just not either getting open or, for instance, making the catches that they were supposed to. I can't tell you how many times in that first half that there was a Delta receiver wide open and just able to, he was not able to make the catch.
Yeah, Bond has really not looked great through the air, and neither has Freeman. It's been a tough night through the air for both of
It has,
sides.
absolutely.
That is why we sit at such a low-scoring game.
But
right
that's where you give the defense all the credit in the world, absolutely.
For sure, but it's certainly limited Elliott and as well as Greenfield-Central's player to watch before tonight. That's Kurt Next. He's made a couple plays on the defensive side of the ball, but he has not been involved on offense like we saw. He's got 4 out of the 5 passing touchdowns this year for Greenfield-Central, but he hasn't caught a single pass tonight. It's really been a sad night through the air for both of these sides.
Yeah, we really have not said his name, especially on offense, but really on defense. And, he's our impact player. We thought he'd be a little bit more on both ends, really. But so far, I think the most times we've called him is during those kick returns, and there's only 6 points on the board, so we've kind of only called his name like once or twice this game. It'll be nice to see, one, how the impact players respond in the first half after having slow or in the second half after having slow first halves, and how I'm just excited to see Delta move the ball now, because I like the way, even though I did not like that last drive right before half where Delta, it seemed like they had momentum going into the half right at around midfield, and as a result, ran the ball. It was a false start penalty, and then an incomplete pass that was, once again, a third down forced throw, because, don't get me wrong, the Cougars defense has been right at Bond all night long.
Absolutely. That was one of our keys to the game as a team for Greenfield-Central, was to get up in the face of Bond, make him make mistakes.
So we're 1 for 2 tonight,
they
then.
They totally executed that 100%.
Yeah.
They got the pick 6 on the defensive side of the ball. Bond has not looked great. They are bringing the pressure after him. That being said, Bond has looked mature from the pocket.
He has.
He's made some good decisions in terms of throwing the ball away versus throwing an interception. I think he learned
He did.
in that first quarter
Yeah.
interception as well.
And it's all about how responding, and certainly he's definitely responding in a mature fashion for sure. Again, the stats might not say everything, but the way that he's played tonight, the way he's controlled this offense and the tempo, you got to give him all the credit in the world.
We're going to take one final break here on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com before we return to Delta High School for half number 2. It is 14-6. Greenfield-Central leads Delta.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Hartley, owner and founder of High Gear Marketing, a digital advertising company focusing on data to help businesses improve market share and drive new customers. Are you tired with the lack of accountability from your current vendors? Are you frustrated with your return on investment? Well, my program is different. You actually don't pay unless you sell something. High Gear Marketing takes all the risk. You have zero to lose. If you're interested, text me at 317-523-4100.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
Universal Roofing and Exteriors is a family-owned and operated business, providing care and honest service for over 30 years. Universal has always been a little bit different. Their certified and trained employees don't just provide excellent work at a fair low price. They care about their customers, simply providing great customer service. Quality, honesty, dependability. That's Universal Roofing and Exteriors. Call us today at 317-257-0779.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Hartley, owner and founder of High Gear Marketing, a digital advertising company focusing on data to help businesses improve market share and drive new customers. Are you tired with the lack of accountability from your current vendors? Are you frustrated?
Inside a minute left in this halftime break here at Delta High School, and the crowd is getting amped here at the end of the halftime intermission. Their Delta Eagles trail the Greenfield-Central Cougars 6-14. We can feel the energy up here in the booth, Caden. It's been a fun one to watch so far. We look forward for an exciting second half as well.
Yeah, I got to say this, though. Every time I hear Edwin Diaz's walk-up song, how can you not love it? You know, you get the crowd going, you get the energy, and I got to really give a lot of credit the Delta fan base. I mean, they were down 14-0, and you could see them jumping up and down, and there they are doing it again. But love the energy out of Delta, or the Delta fan base, and I'm hoping to see that fan base turn into the actual football team and present themselves here in the second half, because they ended again. I know that last drive wasn't great, but it seemed like they got momentum and they got that tempo rolling late in the first half. I want to see that in the second half and see if they could pull an upset victory, and who's to say not turn it around right before the final couple weeks of the season.
To be honest, though, Caden, halftime is the ultimate equalizer in a game like this. In a close game like this, momentum kind of goes out the door a little bit.
It does.
Going to give the ball right back to Greenfield-Central to start this second half, and we will have a very exciting final 24 minutes. To kick it away for Delta is Braden Stanley. Deep to return for Greenfield-Central is Kirk Necht, and we will have quarter number 3.
And that is a great point that you made about how momentum can switch at halftime.
Still awaiting the kick. Quarter number 3 is underway, and it's actually a low squib kick, and it's going to bounce all the way inside the 15, so overshot the squib kick a little bit. And this looks like a decent return here for Greenfield-Central on the far side, exploding all the way out towards the 40-yard line before being dragged down on the far side was number 7, our man, Kirk Necht, our player to watch.
And finally, he's getting involved in the game. I mean, hey, that's where he specializes, especially that's where he's very versatile, can get outside, able to get all the way up to about the 35-yard line. But I got to say this, despite there nothing being on the field yellow, I did see a couple blocks in the back, but surprisingly no calls, and as a result, they're going to get good field position here.
Have certainly kept the flags in their pocket.
They have.
On the returns tonight, as Freeman goes under center on first down, hands it off right away. Delta's up to the task on down number 1, only about a 2-yard pickup for the Cougars.
And let's see what that Cougars formation going is, because we remember what it was right before the end of the half.
Yeah,
it was
three,
right, exactly, 3 men in the backfield. But those two of them were able to push through and able to allow the running game to get involved, and a bunch of guys to get involved in that running game. But so far, it looks like they're just going one man back so far.
Freeman has one man behind him again. He's going to pitch it this time, actually. And with a little space to run in the middle of the field goes number 21. That's Jake Hinton for Greenfield-Central. About 2 yards short of the line to gain, so a big third down here very early in this second half game.
Yeah, big third down here for, once again, both teams, honestly, for Greenfield-Central to keep the ball moving and keep that running game going, and for Delta to possibly get off the field here early.
Perhaps one of the biggest plays on defense for Delta coming up, but it's an up-the-gut rush, and with a yard extra, it was Brad Allen who just stumbled forward and flew through that offensive line to move the sticks.
I know that Freeman has not had a lot of success in the air throwing, but how do you not? Oh, it was
a first down.
Oh,
first down. Yeah, that was a great play. That was a smart play call.
I was unaware.
You're all good. I like that play call that time. Allen gets it done. The big boy once more for Greenfield.
I thought it said 3rd and 8. That is all my mistake.
All good. They're going to pitch it once more, and this time Delta drops the Greenfield-Central ball carrier for a loss, and once again, a little extra going on after the play as Jake Hinton gets involved, and he's having a word with the official now.
Yeah, can we make sure the refs have flags in their hands? Because I'm not sure they do.
I've not seen many flags thrown in plays. It's been a lot of false starts.
Yeah.
We've seen one ineligible receiver downfield penalty.
Couple false starts, but other than that,
these refs are letting these boys play, and I'm all for it.
Hey, I am too. That's
good,
what
hard-nosed physical football.
And that's what high school football is all about. But now a big second and long here.
Greenfield-Central is not all about second and long. It's second and 13 from the 43. They're going to hand it off up the middle again. And bouncing outside this time is Anderson. Anderson all the way inside Delta territory. That was a fantastic outside run, and Delta just didn't see him setting the edge coming.
No, and I got to say, he was on that far right side, able to cut outside and pretty much fool the entire defense, get all the way to the other side of the field, and got a big burst, but a nice open field tackle for Delta, able to stop him right before the touchdown. But that was one thing that I said, minimize those big plays if you're Delta. That was a big one there, and that could come back to bite him here, however this game plays out.
The good offensive drives have been few and far between for Greenfield-Central, but they're putting a nice one together here. From the 29, Freeman under center. Hands it off. This time it does go to Brad Allen. He has about 3 yards on first down.
You know, I saw something I mentioned about Samuels, how he's given that second effort. But you know who's not getting enough credit is that, I'm not going to bring up the offensive line, we've called them so many times tonight, is the Greenfield-Central just offense in total. And I know the defense has played great, but those second and third efforts that we've seen from both teams, but especially the Cougars here, is fighting for every single yard, and as a result has a 14-6 lead and driving right now deep inside Delta territory.
It is a 2nd and 7. They'll stick to Allen. Bouncing outside and picking up the first down. Fooling the defense once again with Owen Anderson. That was the exact same play that they broke forward for that huge first down. Owen Anderson was actually handed the ball off in the backfield. It looked like Allen got the call once more, and Delta is not up to the task right now on that play call for Greenfield.
No, not at all. And give Dallas Freeman a Oscar, the way he's pulling out, and it makes it seem like they're going right up the middle, but cutting outside and getting some big chunk of yards here.
Under center it is Freeman. This time Allen does get the carry, and he makes the most of it. Barrels his way forward. Brought down at the 12.
Kind of very similar to Samuels, just running very hard and not going down without a fight for sure.
It's going to be 2nd and 5. They'll give a decent spot that time to Allen's run. Freeman under center once more. We've seen him there all evening long with his Cougars driving now. Up by 8. Just 12 yards away from a second offensive touchdown. They'll give it to Allen. Barrels his way through the line, but he's wrapped up from behind a touchdown-saving tackle that time from Delta after the defense nearly got beat.
Yeah, this seems like it's like a really experienced, like a good responsible drive here. You know, they're not doing a lot of pass plays as we expected them to come out. But, you know, here with 8 minutes, and they've already used up a lot of clock. But as a result, Delta not able to stop them in the run game.
We'll see if the Cougars go with a run again. They do. Allen gets the draw. And he is stonewalled right at the 2-yard line. But I like what you said, Caden, about the experience of this Greenfield-Central.
Very mature,
drive, yeah. They are an experienced team. Only one sophomore on this team. The rest is upperclassmen. And that sophomore is Dallas Freeman, the quarterback. Freeman more of a distributor than a playmaker right now in his sophomore season. As he hands it off to Allen, and this time Allen is tried and true for the score. A big touchdown on a big drive to start quarter number 3 for Greenfield-Central. It wasn't the sexiest drive in the world, Caden, but it works. That is 20 points for the Cougars.
Yeah, you know, I like the way you put it. But, yeah, just giving it to the big boy, having him finish at an end result. And for the first time tonight, it seems like that Delta fan base very quiet right now.
They are. This is the quietest we've heard them. That's a good point. I didn't even take note of that, but the momentum that they started to gather at the end of that
I think it's gone.
Quarter, it is puttered out right now after a big drive from the Cougars.
Yeah, and that was a long drive too. Long time consuming drive, and as a result able to get 6 points, maybe 7 here pending the extra point.
Blevins looking for his first made extra point of the night. His first was blocked. And this one is low but good, as Blevins is roughed up in the backfield, but the flags stay in the pockets once more. It's 6-21 now. Still very manageable for Delta to come back, but they've got a big drive ahead of them here.
Yeah, they do, absolutely. I mean, you got to get points somewhere or another, and I think out of the window is getting 3. You got to go for 6 here. So it'll be interesting if they get to that, if there is a 4th down, and maybe you think about going for it. I feel like you've got to at this point of the game. Down 2 scores now, and but kind of a very disappointing disappointing drive for Delta on the defense. You know, thought they would come out, and it seemed like it did. They did force them to 3rd down early, but you know, the Cougars have taken that same approach, ran the ball, and right now Delta's had no answer for them.
They're going to need a big answer here, though, with Bond at the helm. Only one offensive touchdown for Delta. Only 6 points on the evening. They need another big one here to answer the Cougars and stay alive in this game.
Yeah.
They await the kickoff now from Blevins.
And this is where you get your playmakers involved. This is where, when you're down, but you're not out, and there's a fight in this Delta team, and I could feel it. I felt it from Samuels. I felt it from the start of the game. This is where they got to come up big and make some plays.
Well, one of those playmakers is deep to return. That is Caleb Elliott. This is going to go straight to Elliott, fielded right about the 5. With a full head of steam, Elliott is hauled down just past the 20. His least successful return of the evening, and with 7:18 to play here in quarter number 3, trailing by a score of 21-6, Caden Bond marches back out there.
Hey, it's the afternoon somewhere.
That's right.
Yeah, but, I want to see how Bond is going to respond to this drive. They just scored a touchdown. How will they respond? Because even though we've already played almost 5 minutes into this third quarter, this is still their first drive. So it's a chance to make up for it, make up for any mistakes, and get a good drive going, get the passing game involved. Maybe get the running game. I know we talked about Samuels having that big run, and it seems like that's all we talked about. But make plays happen, and that'll set up Delta for success.
Carpenter looking to make a play happen on first down. He gets about 4. A whole slew of Cougars were up in his face that time to bring him down.
Yeah,
let's 2nd and 6.
Let's see if the Eagles could take a thing out of the Cougars playbook and keep running the ball heavy and getting those big yards.
I think the word you're looking for is page.
The page.
Out of the
Yes. The page.
Okay.
Yes.
It's Friday. We aren't thinking anymore.
It's such a laid back atmosphere. It's how could you complain, right?
Absolutely. 2nd and 6 now. Under center goes Bond. He hands it off. Mark Wellbond trying to shake free, and he is hauled way behind the line of scrimmage, finishing off the tackle that time was number 3 for Greenfield-Central. That is Jacob Stotts.
I don't have words. I heard the whistle as soon as he was wrapped up, and 5 extra yards threw him back, and still no penalty. Yeah. But hey, give credit where credit is due. That defense came in quick, and they were able to stop him. And now that'll set up a big third down and a pivotal third down here early in this third quarter, or now middle in the third quarter.
And it's 3rd and 11, so not exactly what Delta's hoping for in terms of third down yardage. From the gun is Bond. He gets the pressure once more, rolling out to his right, trying to create some space. He hauls it downfield and way out of bounds. So a 3 and out to start this second half for Delta, and that is not what the Eagles were looking for.
No, not at all. And I will say this, is that I was going to say Bond cannot feel forced. He's got to have time in the pocket. He had maybe 1 second before he had a scramble because those defenders were right up in his grill, and as a result, just able to throw it out of bounds. So smart decision, and we talked about the maturity that we saw from the Cougars. Now let's see if we can see it from Delta's defense here and keep this game manageable. You just got to get some momentum, and honestly, that's what football's all about, but we'll see how it plays out.
The officials are counting the number of players on the field right now, perhaps trying to catch 12 men on the field. I think they're counting the Eagles roster right now, or the Eagles lineup, I should say. Shouldn't take this long. Looks like they both got 11 out there.
All right, but that's how you play football.
Apparently it's the weekend for all of us.
Hey, you know what? That's okay.
Back deep to punt is Brooks. Next set to return. Excuse me, that is Anderson back to return. And that is a short punt. Takes a nice Delta bounce, though, into Greenfield territory. It'll be down at about the 45. And we will take a break here on IndianaHighSchoolSports.net in quarter number 3. Caden, send us out.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a
quick break brings us back here to Delta High School, where Greenfield-Central takes over on first down. And just a 1-yard pickup for the Cougars.
And right before we went to break, I just wanted to quickly mention is that I feel like, and it's pretty bold, but do you send 8 guys up front? Because it seems like they're just running the ball. And honestly, Dallas Freeman, just, other than the success that he's had this season, he hasn't had a lot of it today, and especially in the passing game. So I feel like you got to send some guys up front and have them stop the run game, because that is all they're doing, and they're having a lot of success doing it so far.
The deepest player for Delta's defense is just 6 yards back, as they read Allen well this time, but he's just such a tough guy to bring down. He's brought down at exactly the 50-yard line. It'll be 3rd and long, though, so Delta's looked good through 2 plays on defense in this drive.
Yeah, they have. Give him a lot of credit. But this is the big play. 3rd and 6. Here's their chance to possibly get off the field. And if not, I mean, look at the clock. We're already with under 5 minutes here in the 3rd.
Slowly ticking away from Delta.
It really is, especially for a team that has once again struggled on offense.
Only 10 points last week. That was their worst performance of the year on the offensive side of the ball. They might top that tonight unless Bond gets rolling here. But Anderson
And remember,
is brought down a yard short, so perhaps it's go time on 4th down for Greenfield-Central.
wouldn't be surprised, especially what they've been running, because they have had success. Despite only getting 1 or 2 yards, they've been averaging about 4 to 5 yards per carry tonight, so would not surprise me if they go 4th down run play here.
Freeman gets the play from the sideline. He goes under center. A huge play coming up for the Delta defense. Freeman gets a snap. QB keeper. He has it. Oh, or he's going to be very close. Delta says they got it. It looked on that first effort like Freeman had it from up here. I think the officials are going to give him the spot. I agree with the officials right now if they're going to give this to Freeman and company.
I do too. Forward progress, and looks like he has it,
Yeah,
but
the Delta defense
Delta does not think
arguing
so.
otherwise. They're all pointing in the direction of Greenfield-Central's end zone,
And
the officials are going to take a timeout here just to maybe bring out the chains. But
That's
as I mentioned, as we saw here, I think that first effort from Dallas Freeman to get up over the pile had enough. We could kind of see him here on the right side of the pile, and it looked like he maybe had that first down.
Yeah, and you know, as you mentioned it from here, it looked like he got that first effort and then was pushed back. But again, forward progress does play a part here, and let's see if
Here comes the chains, yeah.
he's got it.
It looks like from first glance, it looks like he might. The official's struggling even to spot chains right now.
This is a big spot.
Oh, he's going to be short. He is just barely short. What a stop by the Delta Eagles defense. And they feel the energy now. They've got good field position, and they've got a game on their hands here in the 3rd quarter.
You could feel that momentum shift. You're hearing it now from the Delta crowd. Here's their chance to get back in the game under 4 minutes. They got a nice tempo drive. They got to get something going. But again, it looked like he got the first down originally, but here's Delta's chance to get their offense going.
Look for some tempo maybe here on this drive from Delta. That's been very successful this season for the Eagles, and they seem to ride with tempo when they've got momentum as they hustle to the line here on 1st down.
I like what I'm seeing so far.
Under center goes Bond, excuse me. In the backfield, he's got Samuels. The crowd gets loud once more. From the 44, Bond hands it off on 1st down. Samuels barrels forward, picks up about 2 yards. Clock continues to roll.
I'm surprised for a team that's trying to go tempo that they go run play to Samuels. I know he's their best player. I know he's their key player.
There's still a lot of time left.
That's very true.
We are in the 3rd quarter. I know it says 3:35 up on the clock right now, but we still have a whole 4th quarter of football left to be played, and we've got a 2-score ball game. This is very much within.
Oh my gosh, without question, yeah, this is still anyone's ball game. But now I'm seeing the tempo, and I like what I'm seeing from Delta's offense.
From the gun now is Bond, 2nd and long. He's going to hand it off anyways. This time Carpenter explodes through the line, and he's brought down a couple of yards short. So now another big 3rd down coming up this time for Delta.
Seems like that's what we've seen back and forth, big 3rd down plays with the defense. And here they go, hurry up offense. This is what I love seeing.
Bond again from the gun. Carpenter gets the call. Oh, and he is shut down. What a play by Greenfield-Central. My goodness, on the defensive side of the ball, it was number 62, Anthony Miller, with a huge tackle. It's 4th and 2. Caden, control yourself. What do you got to say?
I got to say, it's another big 4th down and running up straight up the gut. I love the play call. The execution just not right there, but here's their chance now. Because even if they get a 1st down, I feel like it slows the Cougars defense, or maybe for Delta that they keep their offense rolling. And I like this tempo drive. This is what they needed, and I'm finally seeing it here in the 2nd half.
Bond goes gun again. It's a bad snap. Bond picks it up, rolling away, trying to escape the pressure, and it's a huge play from the defense. Number 9 for Greenfield-Central. Brad Allen, he's been making all the plays running the football. He hauls Bond Bond down on defense, and it gives the ball right back to the Cougars. So back-to-back fourth down stops for both of these sides, and the Cougars have the ball right back.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much to say. He fumbled the ball. It looked like Bond wasn't set, and that maybe he didn't expect it to come in that hot. But, I mean, he did all he can. At least he
They took their time that time, and it did not pay off. It was the tempo that got them to that point. They slowed it down, and they made a bad mistake. They're going to run it on first down as Greenfield-Central. Allen, not so lucky on first down. He's hauled down. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7.
Sam, I want to know, when's the last time that we saw a pass play? Because it has been a while. They've just been running the ball. And don't get me wrong, both teams have had some success. Obviously, the Cougars more than the Eagles. But
it's been a nose-to-the-ground kind of
game. Yeah.
And right now, winning the battle of the trenches is Greenfield-Central. But Allen has not had so much success here in this third quarter. Maybe only 2 or 3 yards on that play. It's going to bring up third down again.
Wasn't Allen the one that finished with the touchdown?
He was, yes, on the offensive side for Delta.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, for
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I mean, 3rd and 5 here, 3rd and manageable. I'd imagine we'll see a run and then they'll go for it on 4th down, and we'll just keep going back and forth. It seems like.
With the way that Greenfield-Central's defense has played, perhaps the Cougars have something dialed up on offense if they trust their defense enough. Still looking to get Kirk Necht involved in the pass game. Freeman goes under center once more. He's going to hand it off. Allen has some blockers, and he has the strength to barrel his way down to the 30-yard line and move the sticks.
There's that second effort playing part.
It's going to move the sticks for another big first down for Greenfield-Central.
You know, Sam, you mentioned, they still have a whole quarter and they still got time. Well, I got to say, I know they still have a whole fourth quarter, but if Greenfield-Central gets a touchdown here and they use a lot of that clock, they could possibly run it down in 8.5, 9 minutes and be up 28-6. Then it might be too late for them.
That would seal the deal for a struggling Delta offense. They need some defensive stops here. From the 30, they're going to give it to Anderson. Anderson, bit of a shiftier back, gets about 2 yards on first down.
I will say you will not see a ton of tempo from Central since all they've done is run the ball, and they've had a lot of success doing it, so I don't think anything will change coming up in the fourth quarter.
And we are going to head to the fourth quarter as the play clock is well ahead of the game clock. So we've got 12 minutes of football left. 21-6 is the score. Greenfield-Central leads Delta, Caden.
Yeah, should be a very interesting fourth quarter, and let's see who comes out on top when it comes to the running game, because you know what they're going to run. The question is, will Delta have an answer? Will they finally have an answer to stop the run game? We saw it on that last drive. They were able to stop them on fourth down, a big, pivotal fourth down stop. But as a result, Delta, once again, their offense has been struggling, so they have not been able to come up big.
12 minutes left. We'll see you on the other side of this break here on IndianaHighSchoolSports.com.
Every day is a great day to buy a vehicle at Greg Hubler Ford.
Because every vehicle comes with our Greg Hubler promise. On top of scheduled maintenance with your vehicle, you'll also enjoy complimentary roadside assistance, service pickup, and drop-off. And a free car wash and quick wash every time you service at Greg Hubler Ford.
We're always finding new ways to put our guests first.
Mosey on into Muncie.
Greg Hubler Ford, promise kept.
A huge second down coming up on a big drive for Greenfield-Central. They will start quarter number 4 from the 32.
Let's see how they come out here, both teams here in the fourth quarter.
Under center goes Freeman. He's got 3 backs behind him again. They give to Allen, and he's tripped up after only about 2 yards again. Big third down now for Delta to start quarter number 4. Make or break time for the Eagles right now on defense.
I have a pretty bold take again.
Well, let's
here
hear
we
it.
go.
Let's hear it.
I think they run the ball.
Wow. I never would have expected that.
Crazy, I know.
Who knows? With the announcer's curse, Freeman's going to drop back to pass now on 3rd down and 6. He is under center again like they are going to run. And shocker, they do give it to Allen. And oh my gosh, what a push. The offensive line carries him forward for a first down. That was Delta's best chance on this drive to shut down the run attack for Greenfield-Central, but they are just running it down their throats right now.
Yeah,
Delta has no answer.
They said, screw the blocking. We'll just push you forward for 5-6 yards. Getting that first down, and that fourth quarter clock is winding down.
Well, if anybody's gonna take the physical push of that block, it's going to be Brad Allen.
Absolutely. Hey, he deserves it for the night that he's at. Even though he had a slow third quarter.
Both sides of the ball, he's made an impact. He had a huge fourth down stop on the botched snap from Bond. He's been all over the field tonight. We'll see if he gets the call here on a new set of downs inside the red zone. They hand it off right up the middle and exploding all the way forward for another first down, or at least very close to it. It's going to be about a yard short. That time it was Allen once more.
I don't know if the flags or if the referees saw it, but I saw a little bit of holding on that right side. But no call, so this will be a 1st and 10 now. Set
it's going to be a
deep.
2nd and 1, actually.
Or sorry, 2nd and 1. I saw the 1 in the 10.
No, it's all good. Ball is on the 10-yard line, rather. And Allen explodes through the line once more. Again, a touchdown-saving tackle for the Eagles defense. That time it was number 15, Zane Klein.
Just keep giving it to Brad Allen, and he will do the rest.
First and goal.
It's 1st and goal now from the 6 for Greenfield-Central. If Delta's defense is going to come up big, now would be the time to keep their team in it. It's been an unstoppable run game for Greenfield-Central here on 2 straight drives now.
It really has.
They punch it in to seal the deal.
And they only have 6 men at the line. They got to send more here.
They're going to give it to Allen. Up the gut and just short. Brought down about as close as you can get to the goal line without sending it through into the end zone.
I think I remember something I said was that if they have this drive and they continue and if they score a touchdown with about 8.5, 9 minutes to go.
That's going to do it. That's going to do it. With the way Delta's
Yeah,
offense has looked
honestly,
tonight.
a field goal might do it the way Delta's offense just has not been getting it together other than a couple of drives that have looked a little bit inspiring, but really other than that, not much to show for on the offensive side.
Eagles defense has to take it one play at a time, though, here if they want to try and stay in this game, and they're going to have to worry about Allen running the football for Greenfield-Central. He gets the call again, doesn't even go down. He sprints into the end zone to seal the deal for Greenfield-Central. It's going to be 28-0 after this extra point, and that is the cherry on top for the Cougars to put them over the edge here in quarter number 4.
What's that saying? It's all over but the shouting. Although I won't go there yet. There's still 9.5 minutes left, so anything can happen. But I do have to say this. The only cheering that we're hearing now is from that Greenfield-Central side, as they are making a lot of noise here. And can you blame them? They've had a great offensive approach when it comes to running the ball, and an even better approach on the defensive side as well.
On to attempt the extra point once more is Blevins. He's had some interesting point-after-touchdown attempts in this game, but he puts this one through to make it a 28-6 ball game. We are going to head to break with both of these teams. We'll be right back here on Indiana High School Sports Driven.
Looking for training that makes a difference? Then Genesis Sports Performance is for you. Whether you're a grade school, high school, or college athlete, or just looking to get back into shape, Genesis has customized programs providing rapid gains in strength and conditioning, speed and agility. Genesis features a 7,000 square foot facility with state-of-the-art weight room and huge turf surface. Call Genesis at 386-7459 or visit them at genesissportsperformance.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Delta High School here, where we are amidst quarter number 4. Greenfield-Central has taken a commanding lead now, 28-6. On to kick for Greenfield-Central to send it away is Sly Blevins, but hey, you can still hear the fans here for the Delta Eagles trying to encourage their team back into this game.
Yeah, and despite them trailing, you can hear them making a lot of noise. So once again, give Delta the fan base a lot of credit, especially with how cold it is outside.
It is. It's the first really cold Friday night of the season, but we'll take it. It feels like fall. It's been a wonderful atmosphere despite the lack of a game, really. 28-6 now. it's been all Greenfield-Central as the kickoff goes out of bounds. So good field position for Delta. If there is any hope amidst this Eagles team right now, that will be fostered by the kickoff out of bounds for very good field position.
Yeah, and let's see if Delta can get